We haven't talked about Sony in a while, have we? They have patented AI technology that can play games for you. Let me say that again. Sony has patented AI technology that can play the game for you. Apparently, there's a new Sony patent that surfaced called Ghost Player, which is AI tech that can not only guide the player who are stuck, but also play the games for you. This would probably be Sony's attempt at evolving their hint system that's currently in place for PS5. I don't know how many people actually use it. To be honest, I have used it a little bit myself in the past when I have been stuck, although it doesn't support all the games. So some of the times that I needed some guidance, it didn't have the guidance because it's not supported. In the instance that it did, it was actually pretty cool to be able to see what I should be doing next without having to click out or anything or pull out your phone and try to do research. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool that you should be able to do. So what's the next step? The natural progression of that. Obviously, have an AI guide that can guide you through the game. If you're really stuck and can't complete that specific mission, get the AI to play for you. There are good things and bad things about this whole thing. First of all, I have to tell you, Sony always does this. Like, they are known to patent new tech years in advance before it's even a thing. So most likely this is just a patent for a concept of something that doesn't really exist as of yet. I think they're just trying to work something along the lines of that, but they have patented it already. That makes sense. So this is probably like years and years away. The technology is moving pretty fast these days, so we don't know. But we have seen this happen. We already seen like multiple patents for the DualSense controller that discuss introducing conductive ink and replacing the touchpad with a touchscreen. We've seen that kind of crazy stuff, but not all patents that they do actually come to fruition and come to reality. They just like to keep these patents on hold just in case, so no one else can do it. Sony's crazy like that. So this is just a patent. So don't be alarmed. It's just it's supposed to be a guide mode or complete mode. That's what they call it, apparently. As described in patent documents, Ghost Player would see players call down an AI-generated ghost version of the player character, which could either play out the solution to a particular part of the level or complete it entirely. The patent was originally filed in September 2024, but the World Intellectual Property Organization published an international status report on the patent this week. For example, if a player was stuck on a puzzle in an Uncharted game, the guide mode would seemingly present an AI-controlled Nathan Drake demonstrating the solution before the player did it themselves. The complete mode would simply complete the section for the player. Modes in games that assist with puzzles and combat challenges are common. Many games will allow players to skip encounters or lower the difficulty if they find them too challenging. And puzzle games often include a hint system for those who are completely stuck. However, some modern Sony titles such as God of War Ragnarok have been criticized for giving the player too much assistance with puzzles due to NPC companions loudly hinting at the solution to puzzles as soon as they begin. Yeah, this has been an issue, but I think in the more recent years, people have tried to, at least the newer games that's been coming out, have tried to do less hand-holding for the gamer, which is refreshing to see. We've got a ton of games last year alone where you were not expected to be handheld at all. You were just dropped in the world and you were left to your own devices to figure shit out, and which is awesome. Like Atomfall was one of them. What's the other one with the weird white ghosts? Oh, the Hell is Us. Hell is Us was also one of those games. Absolutely no hand-holding whatsoever, which was fantastic. KCD is also one of them. KCD 2. Ghost of Yotei, it had hand-holding. If you really want to get lost in the world and figure everything on your own, you could do it. You could turn everything off in the system and just do your own thing. So it had the option for it. So, as I was saying, it's claimed that the AI model will be trained on existing footage of the game instead of being a pre-recorded series of inputs set by a developer. The AI-generated Ghost Player system appears to be an evolution of the PS5 game help system, which was launched alongside the PlayStation 5. Again, I don't think this is going to be something that we can expect for PS5, maybe even not PS6. Don't even know if that's coming anywhere because of all the RAM shortages going on at the moment. Maybe we might see it implemented in PS6 whenever it comes out, or even much later down the road. It could be something they introduce much later after the launch of PS6 as a software update. Who knows? Which is what they did with the hint system for PS5. If you remember, the hint system wasn't even available at launch of the PS5. They gradually introduced that into games after the release of the console. Might see something like that happen with PS6 with this. I don't know whether this is something that can be controlled by the developer, or this is something that Sony has full control over, which is my concern. Because imagine you being able to have an AI-driven sidekick or a co-pilot for the game that you're playing. If it's a single-player game, like an open world game, it's just you, makes sense. But how would it affect games that are like online multiplayer games like Battlefield or Arc Raiders or any other game that you play that has a team, right? So how would that affect games like that? That's my concern, because if it is something that could be controlled by the developer, then that's fine, because then developers can put a block on it and say, okay, you can't use it on multiplayer at all, you're stuck with it. Then that's fine, that solves the issue pretty easily. But if this can be done to any game over like the Sony's user interface, be able to override whatever the developer has put in place, then that would lead to some interesting situations, I think. Sony have always done crazy patents like this, where they don't even have the technology yet, but they think of the concept and they just patent it. And I think this is probably one such case where, they have come up with this idea of a ghost player playing the game for you whenever you're stuck in the game, which is a natural evolution of the hint system that they have in place. How are they going to achieve that with AI? I don't know. So they're probably still figuring that part out, and we're probably not going to see it for years to come. So we're probably okay for now. But we'll see how that plays out. Because I don't know if you remember, but there was an announcement by Ubisoft called Teammates. We don't have any footage, or I don't have anything that I can show you, but they practically just put out like a tweet saying they're working on something called Teammates, a game where you have AI companions, like AI NPCs with you, that you can give commands to with your natural voice in real time, and they will do whatever you ask them to do in the game. And you also have like a Iron Man Jarvis type of like user interface for the game as well, where you just control it with your voice. Sounds cool on paper, but we don't have any footage of that, so I don't know how far along they are with it. These things are happening in games right now, and I don't think we can avoid it.